Hey guys, YT1904 here again, and today I'm bringing you a little bit of a news story in the video game world. So just before I start on my story, this is Battlefield 3 gameplay. I got this on PC at EB Games. They had a sale on. They recently just reduced both Battlefield 3s. They reduced Battlefield 3, the normal edition, from $28 to $19. And then the premium edition, which comes with the game and all 5 expansion packs, from $36 to $28. So I got Battlefield 3 and premium for $28 on PC, and it runs like a charm. Have had a few texture issues, which was from the 320.18 driver, but I fixed that now with the new update that's just come through. Anyway, I just want to go over my controls real quick, because I've set them up with my mouse and all that, so I stop hitting random buttons when I'm in a massive firefight. I've got space as sprint because I use space more than I use... Sorry, I use sprint more than I use jump. So jump is left shift. Now, I'm considering moving the prone key because it's still on Z because it's a pain in the ass to get to. But C is crouch, F is knife, blah blah blah, T, you know, all that default stuff. And then with my mouse, I've actually got 1. So weapon 1 set to scroll up, and then weapon 2, which is my pistol, is scroll wheel down. That way I stop scroll wheeling down to try and get my pistol out and then accidentally pulling out a knife or something. So knife and grenade are still on 5 and 6. 3 and 4. Now these are on the bottom buttons on my mouse, so if you don't know what it looks like, here's a picture. So on the left bottom button is 3, and then the right one is 4. So that gives me an easier way of pulling out medkits and defibs and all that kind of stuff. I've also got melee set to middle button as well, so I've bound F to the middle button because I couldn't do that in game. Also, grenade is on the big center button, and the sniper mode is on the little thumb button. So, as most of you are probably aware, Australia has had a really sort of tough time with video game ratings. You know, we didn't have an 18 or over, like a mature rating. We only had 15 or over, so a bunch of games were actually banned in Australia because they couldn't actually fit within the 15 plus rating, which is basically teen rating for Americans. And that all changed this year, I believe, with an R18 plus rating, and that means we've been able to get The Last of Us. We've finally got Mortal Kombat, finally, and a bunch of other games. But once we thought we were safe, we were wrong. Saints Row 4 and also State of Decay has been banned in Australia, even though we have an 18 or over rating. Now, it was banned by the Australian Classification Board, and the reason it was banned was because of a weapon. And the weapon is called the Alien Anal Probe. Basically, it's like you can launch people into the air by sticking it up their ass. And, yeah. Here's a quote from the ACB, the Australian Classification Board. The game includes a weapon referred to by the applicant as an alien anal probe. The applicant states that this weapon can be shoved into enemies' backsides. The lower half of the weapon resembles a sword hilt, and the upper part contains prong-like appendages which circle around what appears to be a large dildo which runs down the center of the weapon. So, that's one of the reasons it was banned. So this is a direct quote from joystick.com. This is actually a direct quote from that website that is quoting the ACB. In the board's opinion, Saints Row 4 includes interactive visual depictions of implied sexual violence, which are not justified by context. In addition, the game includes elements of illicit or prescribed drug use related to incentives or rewards. Such depictions are prohibited by the computer games guidelines. So, Deep Silver, the people who now own Volition, have stated that Volition are reworking the game for Australia, so we will get a censored game, so it's not completely banned. But somewhere it says that you're not allowed to actually display the game in public areas. So EB games, you have to ask people in game stores to get it. Now, this is quite annoying. Now, I was about a year ago, I was just able to buy any game I wanted as I turned 15. Now I'm 16 and there's an R18 rating, and I know that pretty much every game's going to get an R18 rating because Australia hates us. Now, this doesn't make me that pissed off because I've got Steam and I can just get it on Steam for $10 cheap and it won't be censored. But it annoys me that the Australian government is censoring video games that, not just for kids, but for adults as well. Like, they're censoring what adults see. And it's like they're treating us like little babies. And it just makes me think, if they're censoring this from us, what else are they censoring? Like we could be missing out on a whole... this is really far-fetched, but they could be censoring all this crap that's happening all over the world and none of us know, as they're, treating us like little kids. And what Champ Chong said in his video is that everything's so backwards, and that is completely true. They are so backwards with everything. Australia, who is known for being, rough as guts, and, we don't take shit from anyone, we swear a lot, blah, blah, blah. And now the government's basically going, hey, no, we can't have that. That's just too offensive. Hey, pansies. Yeah, and that's not it. State of Decay was also banned, which I don't know why, because State of Decay looks like a really cartoony sort of video game. It's, it's not like Dead Island or... Dead Island doesn't have that great of graphics, so you don't really see much, but you decapitate people, you stomp their heads in, and they banned State of Decay. Now, the developers and the publishers are taking this really well, both Volition and Runaway, which are the people who make State of Decay. They're all like, yeah, we're frustrated, but, every country has their rules, so we'll just do whatever we can to get it in that country. Now, everyone thought... That was the point of the R18 rating, was so that we could get any game we wanted. Right, we didn't have to deal with this shit. And now they're banning it again. So it's like, what's the point of having an R18 rating? Because they're just going to ban more and more games. It is ridiculous. It's just... It's not like we're blowing up the bloody opera house. Or like, or whatever. It's just about drugs and stuff. It's a video game. It's not real life. And the thing is that everyone in there doesn't play video games. They don't know this. They just go by what they hear. So, people are telling him, oh, video games influence people's decisions, blah, 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 blah. Because, some idiots over in wherever, certain things happen, blame video games so they can get out of being arrested. Or, they get less of an impact of, on their criminal record. And it's just stupid. Like, if you get caught stealing or something, or you get caught shoplifting, and you go, I blame it on thief. And then they're like, right, yep, you're a good kid. I'm just going to ban thief. That's literally what the government is doing. They're just listening to all this shit because they don't know, the impact of this stuff. But the thing is that why ban Saints Row when Grand Theft Auto has just about the same stuff? It's just more realistic. If you were going to ban one game, wouldn't you ban the one that's more realistic and basically shows you real effects of drugs? Or like, it shows you real weapons instead of aliens and jumping about and throwing people at buildings. It's ridiculous. They keep censoring video games that we should be able to choose. It's bollocks. Like, they banned it for implied sexual violence, not actual sexual violence. It's just really infuriating, and I was going to get it on Xbox solely for the fact that I could play with a bunch of my friends instead of just playing with a few of my friends. And now I won't be doing that because, I want to get the full experience. And Volition said that they will deliver the full experience, it would just be that weapon. But, Steam it is then. Yeah, the only reason I was going to pre-order it was for the America gun, because that looks absolutely hilarious. But yeah, I'm a little bit pissed off that Australia is doing this. Not that, you know, I won't get the full experience, because I will. But the fact that they do this still, it's absolutely ridiculous, and we're getting treated like we're still in, you know, year 2. So we're being babied. And yeah, it's not good. Not a good look for Australia. So thank you guys for listening. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll be uploading some more soon as I'm on school holidays. I've got a whole month of school holidays, which is nice. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. If you liked it, leave it a like, leave it a favourite, whatever you feel like doing. And I'll see you guys in the next video.